of the 1800s, when it really got going, middle of the 1800s, late 19th century, right around in there, early 20th century, they had a real tough go with the regular doctors. Psychiatry, man, they had a real problem with that, because you can't, how are you going to really assess a psychiatric problem? There's no scores, there's no tests. And nobody, the idea of interviewing your patient, that doesn't fly. You got to have quantification. So the ultimate classic example, I should say, of an attempt to treat a byproduct health issue are antidepressants. Do you know there's like 1 out of 10 Americans are on an antidepressant? How did we get so depressed? What are we so darn depressed? I mean, I could see why people would be depressed, but to be medicated, that's that kind of serious depression? I'm not talking about being sad. I'm talking about depression is like chronic long-term sadness. Now, I've never been depressed for more than a few days, so I can't really speak to it, but it sure doesn't sound very good. Anyway, 1 out of 10 Americans are on an antidepressant, and almost every week you see another study that talks about how antidepressants are basically placebos at best, and at worst, they're a source of side effects, dramatic ones like killing people or killing yourself. Yes, suicidal ideations is a major side effect of antidepressants. Murdering people, homicide, especially mass homicides, these crazy shootings that we have, almost all of them are on an antidepressant. The reason for the failure of these kinds of drugs is based on the idea that depression is a byproduct. It's secondary. Depression in and of itself is not a biochemical disease. And don't believe anyone who tells you this nonsense about your brain chemicals are out of balance. Your hormones are out of balance. There's no balance. Your brain chemicals are constantly fluctuating. If you are depressed or you have some anxiety or bipolar disorder, your brain is working just fine. It's doing just what it's supposed to do. There's no brain issue unless you have some kind of organic tumor or organic problem, like you have a tumor or something like that, or a mechanical issue, you get hit in the head. Other than that, if you have bipolar disorder or you have anxiety, your brain is working just fine. If you have depression, your brain is working just fine. It's doing what it's supposed to do. It's reading the blood. If you're depressed, this is what's happening. Your brain, and I'm not talking sadness here, by the way. This is a very important distinction. It's normal to be sad if something happens. That's just an emotion. Emotions move. Emotion, energy and motion. They're supposed to move. Depression is when they don't move. The emotion just stays there. And that is the basis of depression, and this is why there's nothing psychiatrists can do. The basis of depression is your brain reading the blood. The brain is constantly reading the blood to assess what it's supposed to be doing. It's also reading the environment. Between reading the environment and reading the blood, the brain gets all the information it needs to do its business. If you have bipolar disorder or anxiety, the brain's doing its business. It's just reading the blood a certain way. That means there's stuff in your blood. Oh, what could that be? Considering how we all eat and live our lives. And it's also seeing the environment through the sympathetic nervous system, through the stress nervous system. There's nothing wrong with the brain. It isn't a chemical imbalance. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back after this. All right, we're back on The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time, 24/7 on the archive pages at brightsideben.com. Got 4+ years of programs, 5+ years of programs at brightsideben.com. You can also purchase longevity products off of our websites, brightsideben.com, criticalhealthnews.com, and pharmacistben.com. And if you want to take a look at some super high-end skin health products, head over to truthtreatments.com. Check out our Truth 5% retinol gel, Truth Serum, Truth Omega-6 Healing Cream, and Truth Balm, all made with lots of vitamin C. And our Truth Retinol 5% gel, of course, is made with lots of retinol as well. Okay, 844-236-6010 is our number. Hang tight if you're on hold. We do have we've got a bunch of open lines for you if you want to get on board. From the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, cravings for high-calorie foods may be switched off in the brain by a new supplement. What is that new supplement? It's something called inulin propionate. Inulin is a fiber. It's found in lots of veggies, and propionate is one of those short-chain fatty acids that we've talked about in the past, along with butyric acid and acetic acid, which you get from apple cider vinegar. These short-chain fatty acids are really important for digestive health, but they're also important for shutting off your appetite. This is the basis of the ketogenic diet. it helps, or one of the bases, there's a few, but one of the bases of the ketogenic diet is that it helps the body produce these SCFAs, short-chain fatty acids, one of which is propionic acid. Well, now they got a supplement, and you can actually get these ketogenic supplements now, ketones, raspberry ketones, and they purport to be appetite suppressants. You don't need a special supplement necessarily. Eating lots of veggies is a great way to upregulate your own short-chain fatty acids. Eating a lot of veggies and fiber. This is why veggie juices can be not only an important source of nutrition, easy to absorb nutrition, and not only filling, and thereby helping you lose weight because they fill you up, but they also can help the body make these short-chain fatty acids. That's why vegetables and fermented vegetables especially are a good source of these short-chain fatty acids. Fermented vegetables are one of the all-time great diet foods, and fermented beverages like kefir, and, by the way, the Swero V Cleanse. One of maybe Jordan Rubin's greatest insight, and he's got a lot of great insights. That guy's brilliant, I have to say. One of his greatest insights was understanding the importance of these short-chain fatty acids and good bacteria and the relationship they all have to good health. He cured himself of Crohn's disease. And I don't know if you've ever seen his pictures, but they're pretty dramatic. You see him on the before picture, and he looks like a guy from a concentration camp. And you see him on the after picture, after which he healed himself, by the way, using these ideas. He looks like an Olympic athlete. So you go from one state to another simply by doing a few tweaks to your digestive system, one of which is making sure you're getting enough fermented food and veggies via this, at least one mechanism is this short-chain fatty acid mechanism. Okay, 844-236-6010 is our number. Let's go to Texas and welcome Lily to the bright side. We do have lines open for you, by the way. Lily, what's going on?
Hi, can you hear me?
No, I can barely hear you, Lily.
Okay, I took you off speaker.
Okay, much better, yes.
Okay. Well, thank you, first of all, for all the different views that you've showed us. Like, my family has learned so much, and so have I.
Oh, nice.
I have a really intense case with my son right now. He was diagnosed with MRSA.
Okay. That's awful.
And,
yeah, MRSA.
It's pretty bad.
That's not.
He got an abscess and needed surgery. It was about a 10-minute surgery, but it was about the scariest 10 minutes of my life.
I bet. Where was the abscess?
The abscess was near his hip and between his penis.
Oh, wow. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
And it was the size of my pinky when we took him to the emergency room, like tiny, the tip of my finger.
Do you know what the MR in MRSA is for? MRSA, by the way, for the listeners. You know what the MR stands for?
What does it stand for?
It stands for methicillin resistant. That means, and the SA stands for Staph aureus. Staph aureus is a type of bacteria. Methicillin is like penicillin, a type of antibiotic. The key word is resistant. This is called bacterial resistance. And what's happened over the last 5 or 10 years, really dramatically, but it started a while ago, probably started 20, 25 years ago. When I was in pharmacy school 30 years ago, we had a pharmacist who warned us, a professor who warned us about this. It's called antibiotic resistance. And it's about to become an even bigger problem. It's a huge problem now. People are dying because bacteria are no longer resistant to, or no longer susceptible. They become resistant. They're no longer susceptible to antibiotics. So we got a big problem here, and MRSA is one of those problems. So what you got to do, Lily, it's extremely important that this kid you focus on his immune system. If he has anything like eczema or asthma or snotty nose or ear infections,
nothing.
He has none of that stuff.
No, he was a home birth. We had no problem until 2 years.
And you breastfed?
I'm sorry?
You breastfed?
Yes, I'm still breastfeeding right now.
Well, good for you. Good for you. Well, something's cooking in his immune system. Okay, now, it was on the surface, and if it's on the surface, if it's a skin issue, it's not necessarily, it's not a guarantee there's something going on, but you want to be boosting that kid's immune system as best as you can.
Well, we actually have him on the 2.0 pack from Longevity. The Tangy Tangerine,
good deal.
The Osteo. We have him on all that. We keep giving him Manuka honey, selenium.
Stay away from the honey.
Silver.
Stay away from anything that throws off his blood sugar. Starchy foods, pasta, rice, potatoes, honey. I mean, if you have to do a little honey because kids, they want the sweet, then do that. But
it's a special honey. It's a Manuka honey.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter really. Honey is sugar. There's stuff in it that's beneficial, probably. There's B vitamins and enzymes and such in honey. But still, it's a big hit of sugar that he doesn't need. Now, I'm not saying zero tolerance on sugar. You got to live, right? But you want to be very careful with it, especially if he's healing. So just be respectful of it. There's mythology out there about honey. Honey has got things in it that are good, but as a net food, I don't know if I'd put it in the good category. You know what I'm saying? You see the difference? Okay. So, but a little bit's not the end of the world. It's when it's chronic and long term, and there's high amounts of it. That's where you got to be careful. Okay. Get him on extra vitamin C. Make sure he's doing probably 20. How much does he weigh?
Say that one more time.
How much does he weigh?
He weighs 20 pounds.
So see if you can get 5 or 10 milligrams of a zinc. See if you can find a liquid zinc for kids. I'll give him 5 or 10 milligrams of zinc a day. And then also maybe see if you could find some liquid selenium somewhere. Does he take pills?
Yeah, he takes selenium already.
Oh, he already takes that. Okay, then stay on that. Get him some liquid zinc, and I get him some extra vitamin C. That's what I'd be doing. There's a neat longevity product, if you're doing longevity, that's got vitamin C in it. And,
it does.
It's just a vitamin C. Are you doing the longevity products in general?
Yes.
There's a vitamin C, and I'm trying to, I'll have to get it for you on our next break. I forgot the name of it, but that might be something else that you want to do for him. Vitamin C is just crazy important.
Okay, well, they actually gave me antibiotics for him, and I gave him the whole lot, even though I just, had a bell ringing in my head not to.
Well, wait a minute. They gave him antibiotics even though he's resistant? It's MRSA?
Yeah.
That's interesting. What did they give him?
Well, at the first hospital that I took him to, the emergency room, they just gave him amoxicillin and an ultrasound and said...
Listen to the silliness of it, Lily. Listen to the silly.
Yeah.
They didn't know it was MRSA, maybe. Did they not know it was MRSA?
No, they didn't know it was MRSA. They didn't even want to run a blood
That makes
test.
sense then.
They just wanted him to get out. It was 7 hours of waiting.
Hang on, Lily, we got to take a break. Hang on, we'll finish up when we come back, okay? I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll be back right after this. Okay, we're back on The Bright Side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. Lily in Texas. Are you there, ma'am?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so just keeping the sugar down, making sure that he's using the probiotics, the good bacteria and fermented foods, if he can do that. And if you're breastfeeding, you can do a lot of stuff by you taking care of yourself and then passing through good nutrition through the breast milk. Fats especially.
Yeah, I've been doing extra stuff too. But I did have a specific question. The doctors told me I needed to bathe him in bleach.
Really?
And I don't even, they said I need to do bleach bath. They actually gave me a recipe.
A dilute solution of bleach.
A half a cup of bleach to 1/4 tub of water for 15 minutes every day.
Okay.
For 3 months, and then 2 times a week a year.
Or trying to kill the bacteria. Seems kind of harsh.
I don't even bleach my clothing.
Yeah, it seems pretty harsh. Bleach, believe it or not, is an old-time pharmacy treatment for killing things. And as far as killing things go, it's better than antibiotics, but, it kills things in a non-specific way. MRSA, methicillin-resistant Staph aureus and resistant bacteria are resistant to antibiotics, but they're not resistant to just straight-out killing things like bleach. You follow? Yeah. Like the high-tech killing machines, which antibiotics are, killing systems, bacteria can develop resistance to. They can't develop resistance to bleach. Bleach just kills things, just like explodes them. So that's what they're thinking. You're on your own on that one, although I can tell you that as far as medicine goes, bleach is strong and toxic, but doesn't have the same kind of, it's not like chemical warfare the way drugs are. Go ahead, ma'am.
I really need an alternative to that. I'm just scared of it.
You got to kill things. You got to kill things. That's just, if it is truly MRSA, you have to decide how you want to handle that. Iodine might work for you. Ask them about doing iodine in water.
Iodine? Okay.
Lugol solution. Yeah, Lugol solution. Try that.
Lugol?
L as in Larry, U as in uncle, C as in cat, or G as in girl, O as in Oscar, L as in Larry. Lugol solution. It's an old-time pharmacy iodine remedy.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Okay. Good to talk to you, Lily. Hope everything works out for you. Thanks for your call. Appreciate it. Okay. Let's see. Hang on. I'll get you in just a second. I found this really cool article. I just want to get to this real quick. And if you're on hold, hang tight. We'll get to you just momentarily. This is from the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. I love this article. Stimulating the vagus nerve with a implantable bioelectronic